anybody.
It's just entertainment purpose.
Only.
It's not. It's entertainment purpose.
Only.
It's
Meant
not.
to be in the case of anybody.
This is just entertainment purpose.
Only.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You're here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. See, now maybe it's just me, but when people make mistakes in their videos, I kind of correct them to myself. Never really comment to correct them unless this is a mistake that they have made over a plethora of videos. So I say that to say everybody, or not everybody, so many people in my last video were like, oh, it's Miss, not Mrs. And then some of you hoes trying to be funny talking about, if I'm not mistaken, or correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's Ms. instead of Mrs. But I could be like, girl, don't come over here trying to be funny. You know what you're doing. But okay, y'all know what I'm trying to say, okay? Miss. It's not that big of a deal. Miss. You know it. I know it. We know it. We know she divorced. Miss. I don't know why y'all have to go in my comment section to correct me 1,000,001 times. And just for the people that were commenting to tell me to stop saying Mrs. and say Miss, don't be rude, because don't tell me what to do on my channel. It's one thing to even correct somebody, but to just be like, stop saying it's Miss, not Mrs. Like, y'all need to grow up. So yes, Miss Melody Cherie Rogers. I'm sure we all knew it was Miss, but because I was saying Mrs., y'all just had to correct me. So Miss Melody Cherie Rogers. Is that okay for y'all? Does that make y'all happy now? Because y'all could have just used your foresight. You could have used your context clues. You could have used your brain to put 2 and 2 together and just said Miss. Especially if that was the only video you've heard it in. But I digress. And y'all know I get kind of childish when I get annoyed. But we're all getting used to Mel's name change. So maybe you can look at it from that perspective. It was literally the first video addressing Melody as Miss Melody Cherie Rogers. Okay, y'all? So moving on. We are here to talk about the Scotts. So yesterday I was on Miss Black Titanic Live and I got some tea about Maurice Scott. He has a long rap sheet and we have to talk about that in a entire separate video. Today I want to talk about the Scotts 1.0. Which one is 1.0 and 2.0? Y'all get in the comments. I would assume Kimmy and Maurice is 2.0 because they boring. I don't know, but we are talking about Letitia and Marceau. They decided to go live and show us a few of their new home renovations. And I'm not a hater, okay? I'm not a hater. I don't like Letitia, all right? But, I want to see the home renovation. This is what we want to see, actually. We don't want to see it on her live, but we want it to be shown on the show. But we're getting to see an update on her property, which is what we've all been wanting. We feel like they are scammers. They never finish projects. So this is what we want to know. Now that they have shown us some of these things, we still have questions. And that is where I feel like they think that we just be picking on them, because you can show us some of these, half done projects, but we're still going to have questions because Letitia said that her husband is a contractor. Yet when she showed us the house, it didn't seem like her husband was the one working on the house. Now, all I'm going to say is they said that they were contractors. When Melody and Walkie Talkie wanted to build Holt Manor, they were contractors. They built all of their homes. And that's not to say they built every home that they've lived in, but they had their Holt custom homes. And anytime that they had contracts with people, they were the ones building those Holt custom homes. So I want to talk about this property that they had been advertising on the show. And I also want to talk about the home renovation that they are doing on their home that is on the main street. So we know Letitia and Marceau have a home in a not so affluent area. People from Huntsville have described it to me as like lower middle class. neighborhoods. They also have that home on a main street, which is like a main highway in Alabama. We know that the Scott said that they were building their Scott Manor home, and it was in a mountain, and they had to break down rock, and they had to remove trees, so on and so forth. And they had been working on Scott Manor for a very long time, and the only thing that we have saw them progress in is, I guess, breaking rock. We haven't even seen a flattened surface, any piping. We haven't seen just the basics of building a foundation. They're still on the process of removing rocks. And I could remember when everybody were first inquiring as to why it was taking so long, Marceau was basically saying, oh, it's so many rocks. We're in a mountain. This really takes a long time. It's not as easy as you think. And that's true. It might not be as easy as we think for the people that's actually breaking the rock, but realistically, it's as easy as paying those people the $16,000 that you owe them to continue to removing the trees and rock that's on the land. So we all know that they have a lien out on that property for $16,000 because they never paid the people. That's not to be confused with the $60,000 lawsuit or the $5 million lawsuit that they have with Zen Garden. Not to mention the lawsuit Marceau have trying to take the home back that he abandoned. So it's a lot of lawsuits going on and a lot of money that needs to be paid to people. In their live, Letitia basically stated that they were going to renovate this home and they were going to Airbnb it out. Now, I'm not knocking them for making money, but anybody that knows, Airbnb is actually plummeting right now. So to be spending all this money into a Airbnb in Alabama, I don't really know the market for it out there, but if it is a bit shaky over in major cities, I don't know what it's really doing in, places like Alabama, where, granted, it is a growing city, but it's not like a major city. So if you guys are familiar with Airbnb, y'all get in the comments and you guys let me know what you think about this investment. Realistically, I think it needs to just be a rental property, but who am I? I know a little bit about Airbnb, but that's my experience. Their experience is their experience. And before I talk a lot more about the details and the questions that I would like for you guys to go over there and ask them, because I remember telling y'all to go and ask Tisha questions about her ingredients, and we got some good content up off of that. So y'all head over to both of their platforms, because y'all know I'm blocked, and y'all ask them a few of the questions that we have at the end of this video. But before we get into those questions, I want to talk about the fact that Marceau designed this entire home. Now, the reason why I want to point this out, because this is why I tell y'all Letitia doesn't have an identity. Overall, I think the renovations that Marceau picked out for the home are decent. They are a lot more masculine, and you can just tell it doesn't really have a woman's touch, which is basically what Tisha said in the video. Marceau designed the entire home, and she needs help or an interior designer to help her design her space. Now, I don't know if it's me. I'm the type of woman, I am picking my lighting fixtures, my doorknobs, my windows. I'm picking the outline and the layout of my kitchen, my appliances, my towel, my carpet, my doors, the shower, the dang on tub, the closet. I need to tell you how much space we need in a closet, the shelving. I can literally outline an entire house. There's nothing that my husband needs to do other than the groundwork as far as building the home. He needs to understand the boards, baseboards, and all that crap. But as far as like fixtures and actually designing the home, I was kind of taken back when she said that Marceau designed the entire house and she needed help with an interior designer, because you didn't pick no lighting fixtures, doorknobs, or nothing, and you even need help picking out couches, carpets, and lamps, ma'am. See, I'm a girl's girl. I just feel like women really shape the way of their home. Everything that's outlined within a home where a woman is for the most part, if it's a girl's girl, if y'all know what I mean, it's going to be what she wants. Now, I've lived in a home with a woman that was male identified that allowed the man to basically dictate to her what was and wasn't going to happen, even as far as their home. And I'll just tell you, the home was given very man cave, and you can always tell, but that's just, I digress. I didn't really want to talk about that part of it too much. I don't know. Like, Letitia said that, didn't she say that? I don't know. I gotta fall back off this topic. I also noticed that the home is pretty small, like we all had been assuming, which is why they don't really film much in the home. If you can just look at the layout of the home, it's very small. The living room to the kitchen area, they have an open kitchen, so they probably opened up the kitchen. They got 2 bedrooms at the top stairs, and I'm assuming their master bedroom is at the bottom stairs. So I think this is a 3-bedroom home, probably with a basement. I like the tub she's going to add in. Y'all can see that's the tub that's similar to what Stormy has in her bathroom. Overall, in my opinion, Letitia is not a good homemaker, but that's just me. Every time we see her house, it's messy. So I don't know how they're going to keep up with this wipe. But like I said, I am here to see the final results. I want to see how everything is going to look. I want to see if they're actually going to rent this out or put this on Airbnb. If they do put it on Airbnb, I might rent it out and travel out to the Huntsville and give y'all a thorough review on it. So like I said, they said that they were general contractors, but we haven't seen them finish or complete any projects. When they were working on the plaza where Black is, other people were contracted to finish that, yet they have it listed as a project that they have completed. So Marcel and Letitia are very inconsistent, which is why I report on them. And that's the issue that I really have with them. Even if they didn't have this picture perfect lifestyle, as long as they showed the consistency in the ins and out in the day-to-days, that would really be okay with me. But they just lie so much. I just cannot stand them. This is the property Fairfield Inn in Huntsville that they have been showcasing on the show. The problem is the project has been delayed. And the project has been delayed probably because they have all of these lawsuits. How is it that they're going to get the money and the funds in order to build this project? And the people that hired them, do we think that they really trust them with everything that's been going on behind the scenes? Which, in my opinion, is why they haven't changed their name. They're still trying to attach themselves to the Holt name. And Walkie Talkie is still trying to attach himself to Mill, which is why Mill had to go ahead and change her last name so she can do her own thing and have no associations with Holt. But they're always going on this property to take photos, but they're never actually doing anything. No piping, no foundation work, nothing. So I doubt if we will see anything come of this. I just want Letitia and Marcel to be honest and just talk about, we got lawsuits. This is new for us. We are the first generation to ever make this amount of money. We don't actually know how to do this. It was our first time. We failed, but I'm ready to jump back in it, head start doing it differently. But they just continue to lie and make it seem like they are people that they aren't. Y'all get in the comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell so you are up to date each and every time that I upload.
Yeah.
It's just entertainment purpose.
It's not.
It's just entertainment purpose.
It's not.
No.
In the case of anybody.
This is just entertainment purpose.
It's not.